court, please. My lord. Morning, Mr. Steyn.
Morning.
Mr. Steyn,
My lord, I don't see any necessity of this.
Okay,
Can I be excused? Because I don't have the time for this.
thank you.
I got my own time
Yes.
to answer, and this is an exhibit of Pinky on which I'm working now on. It's not something I got with me now. It's not something I prepared for this cross-examination or to be recalled back.
Mr. Steyn, from my side, you are excused.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my lord.
Thank you.
Listen. The day started off well, simple, with a good morning from Advocate Ngomezulu. Of course, Judge Rata ignored Ngomezulu. Judge Rata is still struggling with his feelings with Ngomezulu. He avoids eye contact with Ngomezulu, but Ngomezulu goes about his day. Good morning, Colonel Steyn. Okay? And a few hours later, Steyn buckled. Okay? He wanted to, what? Balega ngazo zombili. It was a scene I wish I could have seen with my own eyes. But I can only look at Mshololo and rely on her reactions. And why is Mshololo ukhulumela phansi? I cannot hear what Mshololo said to Umnisi. But Umnisi, Wemvula, is the man that he thinks that he is. Oh my goodness, what an end to today's courthouse. But you know what? What comes to an end must definitely continue tomorrow morning. But for those of you who didn't catch it live, I'm going to start it for you right from the beginning. We're starting with Ngomezulu, cross-examination with Ngomezulu, okay? Let me just tell you in advance, it didn't end well for Steyn. So let's break it down. Remember, you know the house rules. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Okay, gather the masses. This is an urgent family meeting, okay? This is the unfiltered family meeting. We've got to gather here because Steyn is not make sure. Remember what I said yesterday? I absolutely love Steyn. There's no way I could have predicted this though. Because Steyn overshares. And he forgets. And he likes to talk too much. And he wants to over-explain. Because he thinks if I over-explain, I will be exonerated from this obnoxious charge. But this is Mzansi, okay? This is the real world. Nisi is here bringing the heat. Ngomezulu is bringing the heat. Okay, this is not Baloi where everything is cushioned. You see, I think the witnesses, that's where the problem starts. They are treated with such cushion and white gloves by the state. And then when the defense comes down and asks basic questions, Steyn buckles. Let's get into it. Before I digress, let's go right into it. Because Guningi, okay? Hang in there.
I've gone through your affidavit, triple case 6. I was checking the contents and the wording of that affidavit. It tells me that this affidavit, you were with someone when you were preparing this affidavit. Do you agree with me?
No, I don't agree with you.
Neither you were influenced by anyone to put these contents in this affidavit.
No.
When you were asked about this, to the best of your knowledge and to your satisfaction about the contents, you were satisfied with the contents of this?
That's correct.
Now, before we commence my cross-examination, as I have started already, I just want us to get to understand the meaning behind the wording in paragraph 4, in paragraph 9. That is subparagraph 9 of paragraph 4.
That's correct.
Will you please read that paragraph for me, please?
The court must also bear in mind that the latest POPI Act wasn't active during that time, 2014.
What do you mean by this?
After the POPI Act started to work, we now supposed to get permission either from the owner or from court that we can download the phone, work on your personal information.
That's very brilliant. Now I want you to take me or to take this court on the process practical process of applying or requesting a permission either to the owner or to the court? What is the practical procedure that you have to follow?
Now lately or during this phone?
No. I'm talking generally about the applicability of the POPI Act when a permission is required from the owner of the cell phone or from the court.
We object to that question. Firstly, it is not relevant. The witnesses said that it was not applicable at the time when he downloaded the information. How will that be of assistance to the court if it was not applicable at the time? We submit, my lord, that it's an unfair question.
That question is relevant, my lord. If Mr. Baloyi can be patient, he will understand where I'm going. I'm saying your answer was that if the POPI Act was applicable, I'm not talking about a situation where it was not applicable. You understand, sir?
That's correct.
Sorry?
That's correct.
My question relates to the period when the POPI Act was applicable. What procedure needs to be followed there? That's your answer. You said you need to get the permission from the owner of a cell phone. How do you get the permission? That's the simple question.
It's a simple answer.
Yes,
If
but-
it's the owner, if you got the owner, you
Yeah.
got the form in which they completed and they give us the permission.
How do you ask the permission? How are you given that permission by the owner? Is it in writing, orally, or
It's in
otherwise?
writing.
Thank you. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So in the case where it is applicable, when you approach the court, how do you request the permission from the court?
The investigation officer complete a sworn statement and handed it over to the magistrate. And in that application, you must mention who the phone is going to download, who's the downloader, what he's going to use, everything. And then the court gives us permission. It's actually the same as when you do application for a Section 205.
But I want to be specific in terms of the prescribed provision. Do you have a particular or a specific provision? Because you say it is almost similar like Section 205 application. Do you have a specific provision whereby you approach the court through an investigating officer on a sworn statement? Do you have a specific provision relating to that?
Yes, you got, but remember, I'm not doing that. That is the duty of the investigation officer. He applied for the permission and everything. He bring me the product.
Now, I'm getting back into this one. You say the act was not applicable at that time.
That's correct.
But for the benefit of the public, there was no need to ask for a permission according to you when that law was not applicable. Correct?
My lord, I don't know. What must I answer now?
No,
because
no.
that time the POPI Act wasn't even there. It wasn't even something you had to think about.
I want to help you because you are at least now retired. You'll have time to research this.
Sorry
My
for
question,
that.
let me rephrase. May I rephrase it, my lord?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm taking you on your affidavit. On your affidavit, not on the affidavit of the investigating officer. I referred you to paragraph 9 of your exhibit, triple case 6, correct?
That's correct.
Yes. I want you to understand and give this court the meaning of the paragraph. You say the POPI Act was not applicable at that time in 2014. That's what you're saying.
That's correct.
Do you know when did this act came into operation or come into operation? Do you know?
It's
Which
in
year?
October 2021.
Are you secure? Are you sure?
I'm not sure, but as far as I can remember, because we did the case in the beginning, in the end of October, and we just missed the steps.
You need some time to stand the matter down so that you can check that provision.
I don't have that information anymore. I'm a retired colonel now.
All right. A POPI Act was made into law in 2013. In 2013. Wait. Do you disagree with me?
I don't agree or disagree with you, because
As a court, please, my lord, I think it's unfair for Mr. Mngomezulu just to put a broad proposition without showing him the act to indicate that it was promulgated on a certain date, assented to on a certain date by the president. It was promulgated on a certain date, and that it came into operation on a certain date, instead of just making such a general proposition to the witness. In fact, my learned friend has just indicated to me that, according to the information, it commenced on the 1st of July 2021, and not as my learned friend
It came into law during that
proposes.
period.
And you know, we know that there are various stages that an
Yeah.
act of parliament goes through before it can come into operation, going to different houses of parliament, and eventually being signed by the president into law. I think my learned friend.
So you say, sorry, I hear you. You say it was assented to in 2021, not 2019.
Yes, it came into operation in July 2021.
Yeah, I know they, well, not even, I don't want to get into this debate. I know they appointed a colleague, it's a relative actually. Ms. Tlakula was appointed as the administrator of the POPI Act.
Yes. And that was fairly recent.
Yeah, it was. But let's see the Act itself, because now we're arguing about whether it started in 2020 or what. Where's the Act said?
My Lord,
Yeah.
it's just that we
just trying to print the first page, but it shows date of commencement July 2021.
Yeah, the lady is Pansy Tlakula. She's the administrator of the POPI Act. That's what they call it. So the application would probably go to her office.
so this one. May I request this aspect to stand down so that I can verify?
Yeah, before you do that, I want to give you a decision,
Yes.
which you must read. It's State versus Cooper. It's 1973. The Sasso trial, I was involved there.
My Lord, may I?
Wait.
I understand.
This is after your learned colleague wanted to object. This case I'm quoting to you. You must read it once we've adjourned, because it will educate us whether, in fact, that objection.
May I
was
just place
valid
this
or not.
first before we adjourn?
Yeah.
Because Mr. Baloyi has already addressed the court in terms of the time of its operation.
Yeah, fine.
Yes. My Lord, according to my research, it was promulgated in 2013. Then it came into operation on the 11th of April 2014. That's what I want to place it before we stand this matter down for
And he is reading that it was assented to when? An act comes into effect when it is assented to by the president.
In 2013.
Maybe promulgated. Yeah, this is the case. Let's just read this case. The State versus Cooper and others, 1976. 1 SA 932T. It's a judgment by Bosov, who was then subsequently the JP of this division. Sorry. Just give it to Mr. Ngomezulu. Are you aware of this, Mr. Baloyi? This case?
Of Cooper,
Yeah.
we will refer to we'll
So should we
check
adjourn
it
or
out.
should we
Yes.
do what?
Yeah, we just want to place on record, my Lord, that actually POPI Act is just the acronym. The name of the Act is Protection of Personal Information Act 4 of 2013. It was assented to by the President on the 19th of November 2013, and it says date of commencement 1 July 2020. We're just looking at...
Okay, let's just put that into evidence. So when did it become law? According to what you are reading there.
It's 1 July 2020.
And Mr. Ngomezulu says
According
it's
to me-
2014.
According to my research, is the 11th of April 2014.
This is a question of law. We can all look into that, look at the applicable government gazette that put that into operation. But on the face of the Act, this is the information that is
Let me
contained.
have a look at that. Well, what I'm reading here, It says the source. This is the Department of Justice, Statutes and Regulations of South Africa. And it says it's Act 11-776. And it says Protection of Personal Information Act 4 of 2013. And it says assented to 19th November 2013. Date of commencement, 1st July 2020. And then it says here, it was printed in the Government Gazette number 297, Gazette number 44383 of 1st April 2021. That's when it was gazetted, according to this. Did you see when it was gazetted, sir? Mr. Sibanda? Yeah.
Mr. Span.
Did you see when it was gazetted? Or you didn't read it?
Yeah, we didn't check that.
How do you read an act?
Yes, there are 3 gazettes.
Yeah, fine.
We saw there are 3 gazettes that came into operation on different dates.
Yeah.
Yes, we just have to check those
Okay.
gazettes.
Fine.
Hence, I'm requesting this aspect to stand down, but
Yeah, fine. We'll stand down until when?
no, this aspect, I'll proceed with my cross-examination.
Okay. What's
Maybe
the
I'll
time?
address it after lunch.
What's the time now?
It's 4 minutes to 11.
Okay. You want us to adjourn now or what?
No, man, no.
Oh, okay,
I
fine.
was-
Go. Okay, go
On
on.
this aspect, that's the reason why I was requesting.
Okay, fine.
Mr. Steyn, let's just, because this is very important, I'll come back to it after lunch, if needs be.
So the POPI Act caused a lot of commotion. Everybody's checking it out. Everyone is cross-referencing. I'm not sure if Ngomezulu did this on purpose to disrupt the court or to disarm Steyn, make him feel comfortable. I'm not sure if this was a strategy, because after lunch, of course, and even during these last few minutes, you do see that Ngomezulu is wrong. Okay, Ngomezulu is wrong in terms of the timelines. So what stands out to me is that Ngomezulu was wrong. And he comes back after lunch and that is clarified that he was wrong. But what stands out to me is how nobody else looked this up after Steyn said it yesterday. I heard him loud and clear yesterday, and this was quite a notation for me, because why did he bring it up? Nobody spoke about that act, but only Steyn. Only Steyn has brought it up. So I found that very, very interesting, that even when he mentioned it yesterday, it didn't pique anyone to go ahead and look up when it came into effect, including Baloyi, okay? Including Advocate Baloyi. So anyway, for this round, I say Baloyi wins the objection, okay? So 1 point for Baloyi. So now they're literally at 1:1. That's the scorecard right now. So this was interesting. What was interesting to me as well is that Judge Ratta was more focused about State versus Cooper of 1976. He was so interested in it that he wanted to force Ngomezulu to read it. Ngomezulu said, please hold the line on that. I need to focus on this because this is important to me. I loved how he did that smoothly, swiftly, and do not distract me. I'm staying on course. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so since he insisted on it, I also looked it up. To try and understand where was Judge Ratta going with this. But you know what? I digress. Wow. So here we go.
Let's move on. We are still on paragraph 4. The first and the second bulletin of your paragraph. You talked about section 205.
Okay, so as I was recording, I realized that now he's transitioning into the PDF, okay, receiving the section 205s from Vodacom, but this was going to be too long. So why not just do it as a separate video? So this video is going to be the POPI Act video, okay, and how the POPI Act ended. But then in the next video, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into section 205 and what goes down there. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's been a jam-packed day. One thing about Ngomezulu that I like, even though he got the POPI Act thing wrong, I like the fact that he came guns blazing, okay? He came lit. He came hot and ready. He did not have time for fluff and entry conversations. He went straight into it. And that is what threw Steyn off, because Steyn had his own preparations. This is how he thought Ngomezulu was going to go. Remember, this is not Steyn's first time on the stand in the Senzomiwa case. This is Steyn's return to the stand, and he's supposed to just do minor repairs here and there, okay? Just put duct tape there. And no, this is an absolute disaster for the state. The defense did warn the state didn't listen, and now the grave is deep, okay? It's not even 24 feet. It is deep, 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 and Steyn is seeing it. That's why he buckled, and that's why he said, I'm out of here. And I bet you tomorrow he's going to be one very, very, very sick retired Colonel Steyn. He's returning back to his Western Cape lifestyle because, as he said, I don't have time for this. This is absolutely incredible. What is even more incredible is that Judge Rata now has to stand on his word. He allowed this, so now he cannot disrupt it. He cannot stop it. He cannot end it, because he said Steyn should come and correct his statements and let us know about the manipulation of data, even though under the state's evidence in chief yesterday, Steyn does say he is changing stuff, okay? The zeros are being removed, the pluses are being removed. I don't know if using the word removed will help the state and Steyn and Judge Rata realize that still equals to manipulation of data. So far, kudos to the defense, Let's see in our next video how Ngomezulu is going to recover from this. And you know what? If you've made it this far in the video, you already know you have my heart. Thank you so much. Make sure you drop a comment in the comment section. That tells me that you're watching the video. I enjoy engaging with you guys in the comment section. And you know what? If you don't want to say too much, drop a running emoji. Today we are putting a running emoji representing Steyn running away from the thunderstorm. Umnisi. Alright? That is it from me today. If you're subscribed to the channel, you know you have my heart. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Do the things, okay? You know what you got to do. I see the likes are struggling. The comments are on point. I'd love to see the likes and the comments kind of match each other. So make sure before you head over to the comment section, drop that like first. It is absolutely free. It benefits me, the creator, and it tells YouTube, hey, it's going down over there, okay? So thanks so much for watching. I'll definitely catch you on my next video. And thank you so much.